Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is July 19th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. We're going to scroll back in time here, and we're going to take a look at what happened yesterday. And I'm going to show you some interesting stuff across Southern California. We had some of that thunderstorm activity yesterday morning. We also had the redevelopment of some of that as we went through the afternoon hours. And I want you to watch the marine layer out here and watch how it looks like ripples in a pond. That is the gravity wave activity here from some of the outflow winds off those thunderstorms. You can see that if I toggle back and forth, you can kind of see what looks like maybe some ripples moving across the pond after you throw a rock in the water there. So kind of interesting stuff there. Looks like jello moving through that stratus marine layer. And then as we went through the day yesterday, let me bring up the lightning strikes here as well, and we'll put those on there. And you can kind of see that we did have one little thunderstorm that looks like on Ventura County, right on the northern portions there, Ventura County, some across some of eastern Los Angeles County as well. Had some pretty heavy rainfall up there across some of the higher terrain. Mount Baldy, an area, got up over an inch with some of these showers. So yeah, some isolated locations can really get some pretty heavy deluges with some of this activity during monsoon season. So here we are right now, and you can see the marine layer up and down the coastal areas here, right along the immediate coast, kind of work its way into some of the valleys there. A lot of sunshine across the interior portions here this morning, but we do have the chance of some thunderstorms here again today. Not as extensive as the last couple of days, however. And this is your chance to get a weather station that has a lightning detection system with it, so you can see how far away those lightning strikes are when you were seeing those thunderstorms pop up nearby you. And yeah, very fun weather station here. Click on the link down below to save 10% off. So quickly looking at the integrated smoke, looks like the Orleans complex is still producing smoke out there. We'll take a look at the size of that fire here in a moment. As we go through tonight and into tomorrow, you can kind of see that redevelopment and the flare up as we go through Sunday afternoon as well, but not doing too bad overall here across the state of California. Some smoke there aloft, it looks like, across some portions of Southern California all the way on into the early portions of this week, but of next week. But yeah, not too bad overall. And if I click on the Orleans complex there, you can see it's up over 14,000 acres. There is the green fire, looks like it's up over 18,000, but definitely the Orleans complex looks like it's producing much more smoke at this time. If you didn't see this, the drought monitor didn't really have anything new to update us with. Some changes across the Pacific Northwest, but for the state of California, Nevada, Arizona, it looked like everything was almost identical from 2 weeks ago. So thunderstorm chances this afternoon. You can see some of the higher terrain. Look like Big Bear Lake is right there. There's Wrightwood, and you can see the peninsular range there. There's Mount Laguna, and I'm going to turn that sound off here. Yeah, so we do have the chance again today, but again, not as extensive as the last couple of days. And also some portions of the Sierra Nevada under the gun here. Maybe a thunderstorm across some portions of Nevada. Las Vegas, very low chances there, but you can't completely rule it out. Now, if we take a look here at Sacramento National Weather Service, look at the cool down, or, we're keeping those temperatures suppressed here as we go on in through next week. Not bad. Look at Redding from 101 today down to the 80s on Tuesday. Bring a jacket. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just lower 90s. It's a little bit below normal here for this time of year. You can see Stockton, you can see Red Bluff out there as well, Chico. We're going to keep these temperatures down. No big heat dome dominating our weather, so we got that going for us. And we also have some elevated fire risk out there. You can see it just touches Truckee, California. This is for today, and this is for tomorrow on the right. It gets close to Quincy and Alturas there. It does include on both days. It does include Carson City as well. South Lake Tahoe right on the fringe of that also. Now, taking a look here at 500 millibars here. So if we put this into motion, you can see that we've got this trough setting up across the west coast of North America. This could bring some precipitation to Northern California. You're going to be watching that closely in a bit. I'll show you some of that. And yeah, you can kind of see this is definitely better than a big ridge heat dome here up across the region. You see the higher pressure out across portions of New Mexico and Texas currently. Put that into motion. You can see the trough hanging out there, a little bit of an upper level low right off the coastline there, so keeping things cool here through the 6-day period. Now, taking a look at total precipitation in inches on the European model. Let's see if it kicks off anything. It does show a little bit across the higher terrain of Southern California. The transverse range out there again, maybe Mount Baldy, some of those areas out there, Big Bear, and some of the Sierra Nevada. Definitely going to get some thunderstorm activity most likely on the day today. And then you can see it calms down a bit on Sunday, but it does pop off another shower there, so we'll see about that. Again, very isolated with that activity. But as we go through Monday morning, you see some of the precipitation kicking off across some of southern Oregon and northern California there with that next system swinging through the Pacific Northwest. So we'll watch that one again tomorrow. It doesn't look like it's bringing a lot of precipitation, but again, definitely going to be hindering the temperatures, the high temperatures during the daytime for sure. And I'll scroll all the way out to the 144-hour period, another round of thunderstorms for the Sierra Nevada here, but not much precipitation overall, typical for this time of year. So composite reflectivity. This is a high resolution rapid refresh. I'll put this into motion and you can see it does pop off a few showers here. I think that is Tulare County right here. So watch out for some of those heavier downpours. I mean, look at that. It's got a nice cell on that one there. That could be producing some prolific lightning, some storms across Nevada. Doesn't show it getting down towards Las Vegas too much on this run, but there's Mono and Inyo County. They're also getting some shower activity as we go through the day today. We go on into Sunday, and again, redevelopment of that across some of the Sierra Nevada and for some of the Peninsula Range again here as well. So if we look at the composite reflectivity on the North American model, it does show something similar. You can see these showers bouncing around here, but again, isolated. Not everybody's going to see them, but if you're underneath one of them, it can be pretty heavy at times. Now, the European there on the left versus the GFS on the right. So this is the first wave going through here. But if we go through the extended forecast, I pointed this out yesterday. You can see kind of maybe another surge of monsoon moisture as we go through the very early portion of August or maybe the late portion of July here coming up. So that's an extended forecast look, kind of a fantasy forecast, but it has been kind of trending towards another surge of monsoon moisture, trying to move back up into Nevada and California. And if we take a look at the GFS as of last night, we'll put this into motion, and we're just going to scroll ahead here. You can see this area of tropical moisture kind of moving off towards the Hawaiian Islands. But I want to draw your attention here too is some dry air here across the southwest USA. This is precipitable water. This is percent of normal. When you see these browns and tans out there and these reds, that is below normal precipitable water. But then as we go on in towards the end of the month, you can kind of see this next surge start to move across some of the southwest back up into California, Nevada, even all the way up into Oregon and Washington there a little bit before it gets swept off to the east. And you can kind of see the GFS always wants to throw a tropical system in its extended run. You can kind of discard that, but just kind of showing you that the models are showing a bit of a moisture surge towards the end of the month. And if we look at the European, let's take a look and see what it says. Actually, let me back this up. This is the 06Z run. We're going to go back one because we want to go and look at the fantasy forecast, put that into motion. You can see the tropical moisture across the intertropical convergence zone heading towards the Hawaiian Islands. But as we go through the extended, does it show that surge of moisture start to move up? It does. It's a little bit later with it. It doesn't have it really until probably August 1st, but it does show some of that moisture also trying to creep back up into the region. And I highlighted here, there's Lake Arrowhead, there's Bear Valley, Big Bear Lake. You can see this area right here, Big Bear Lake, 1.12 inches of precipitation there yesterday with some of that thunderstorm activity. And if I click over here, you can see Rock Camp got over half an inch as well. And you can see once you get away from the higher terrain, we don't have much precipitation to report. There was one area, there is an area right here. Look at that. Carbon Canyon Dam got a couple hundredths of an inch there just outside of Yorba Linda. There's Fullerton and Anaheim right there. Now, 2-meter temperature anomaly, and again, kind of just driving home the point that we're going to be dealing with some below normal temperatures here as we go on in through this upcoming week. So kind of a nice change to things there. As you know, we've been fairly warm here across the region, and this is going to be a nice change of pace as we go through next week. Here's the 6 to 10 day. Keeps that going here for much of the state of California as we go through July 28th. And this is the 6 to 10 day through July 28th. And I kind of was wondering, is the Climate Prediction Center going to catch on to some of that monsoon moisture? Well, they got the above normal signal across much of the center portion of the country starting to creep back in towards California, but they do not show it just yet. Let's see if today's update shows something different. We'll check back on that tomorrow. And just a reminder, if you guys want to go to the Patreon page, the link is down below. You can send me some of your images. Somebody sent me this from Washington State. There's Mount Rainier. Had some lenticular cloud activity up here yesterday. So yeah, feel free to do so. It's free to join, but you can also donate some of your hard-earned money here as well, or on the YouTube page by clicking the join button down below. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We will do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.